Welcome to another tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how to make these really cute leg warmers. They're really easy and simple to make, and they work up really fast. In like less than an hour, you can make these. I made them to match my Gray Day sweater, which I will be dropping a tutorial for that soon. So keep on the lookout for that. For this project, you're going to need weight for acrylic yarn. As you see, I have a border on mine in a different color. So I have two different colors, but you can totally use one color. I'm going to need a 4.5 millimeter hook, some scissors, a yarn needle, and of course, some stitch markers. Let's get right into it. We're going to start by making a slip knot, or you can just make a knot. I'm going to double mine as well, just to make sure it's secure and that the slip knot is not too loose. It's just preference, you don't have to. Then we're going to chain 55. Once we have those 55 chains, we're going to roll it to the back, and we're going to find those loops that go straight down the middle, and that's what we're going to work to. And skipping that first one and going into that second loop right there, we're going to do a single crochet, just like that. And then we're going to pop our first stitch marker right in there so we can start off on the right foot and make sure our lines are straight. Now into every chain to the end, you're going to place one single crochet. So you should have 54 single crochets. Once you have your 54 single crochet, you're going to chain one, turn our work. And now we're going to work in those back loops only. So starting in that very first back loop of your very first stitch, we're going to place a half double crochet. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. That's a half double crochet. And of course, we're going to place a stitch marker in this first stitch. And now into every stitch all the way to the end, you're going to place 1 half double crochet into each stitch, and you should have 54 half double crochets. Once I finish with my 54, this is the last one in the back loop only. Just going to complete this last one together. Just like that, and then we're going to chain one and turn our work. Now this is the sequence alternating between a row of single crochet and half double crochet in the back loop only, and we're going to do this for 9 rows. So now we're on a row of single crochet. So we're going to do 54 single crochet, and after the first one, we're going to replace the stitch marker. This is to ensure that we're keeping the same stitch count and that our lines are going to be straight. So now into each stitch in the back loop only, we're going to do a single crochet. Just like that. Now I'm going to remove the stitch marker so I can do my last single crochet in the back loop only. Just like that. And then we're going to chain 1 turn. Now we're on a row of half double crochet. So starting in that first stitch in the back loop only, we're going to do 54 half double crochets. Don't forget to put your stitch marker. Then we're just going to continue on, placing 1 half double crochet into every stitch. I'm going to do that, and I will meet you back when I have my 54 half double crochet. All right, I have my 54 half double crochet, and I did my 9 rows alternating between half doubles and single crochet. And we're going to count the rows together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you should be ending on your row of single crochet. So I'm going to do my last single crochet now. Then we're going to chain 3 and turn our work. Now we're going to introduce the star stitch, or that's what I'm going to call it. And now we're going to work into both stitches, both loops of the stitch instead of the back loop only. We're going to work into both of them. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2. You should still have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, insert into the same stitch, and pull up another loop. You have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over and do it one more time, pulling up a loop. You have 5. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2. You have 4 stitches, 4 loops on your hook. Then we're going to yarn over into the next stitch and pull up a loop. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 5 loops on our hook. And now we're going to yarn over into the next stitch. So we worked into 3 stitches. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And now you want to have 6 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. That's our star stitch. And then you're going to secure it with a chain. Just like that. Then we're going to get our stitch marker and place it in your chain 3 space, because that will be our first stitch when we go back the other way. Now we're going to continue on, and starting in this same stitch that we ended in, we're going to do this again. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the same stitch where we were, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. You'll have 4, yarn over, pull through 2. Now one more time into the same stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We'll have 4 loops. After that, we're going to yarn over and insert into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're going to go into the next stitch. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You want to have 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 6, and then 1 chain. And that's the stitch. We're going to keep going into the same stitch that we ended. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over into the same hole, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the same hole again. We're going to do that 3 times into your same stitch. And now we're going to yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and into the next stitch. So the star stitch works into 3 stitches until you have 6 loops on your hook, and you pull through all 6 and secure it with a chain. And this is what we're going to continue doing all the way to the end. And we're going to continue that. So let's do it again. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, into the same stitch, pull through 2, into the same stitch, pull through 2, and now into the next stitch, pull through 2, and into the next stitch, pull through 2. And you'll have 6 loops, pull through all 6, chain 1. Let's continue, and I'll meet you when we're done. Here we are. I'm down to my last star stitch. You see we have 3 stitches left. Okay, so we only need 3 for our last stitch, and we're going to start it into that last stitch that we already were worked into. So we're going to do that really quickly, and then into that last stitch with the stitch marker, you're just going to place a double crochet. So let's continue and finish up our last star stitch into the last loops. Pull up, pull through 2, you'll have 6, pull through all 6 loops, chain 1. Like that. And then we're going to take out this stitch marker and we're going to place a double crochet into this last stitch. Just like that. And this is how it should look. Then we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and now we're going to do a whole row of single crochet into both of the loops. So we're going to continue working into both loops, not the back loop. So 1 single crochet, make sure you replace your stitch marker after the first one. And then you'll see some of them will be smaller, the stitches. Like you see the next one will be a smaller stitch and some will be a bigger stitch. You just want to make sure you don't skip those smaller ones. And you should still have 54 single crochet at the end, including your chain 3 and your double crochets at the end of your rows. Those count. But as long as you count at the end and you have 54 single crochet, you're good. So I'm going to continue that and I'll meet you when we're done with our 54 single crochet. All right, this is our last one. Chain 3, turn our work, and now we're going to do 1 more row of the star stitch. So for this pattern, it'll be the 9 rows of the alternating single crochet and half double, and then we're going to do the star stitch row, followed by a single crochet row, followed by another star stitch row, which we're doing right now. So we're going to do the star stitch, and then I will complete that and meet you when we're finished with this star stitch row. Don't forget to place your stitch marker in your first stitch, your chain 3. I'm here at my last star stitch. We're going to do that together. We have 3 stitches left. So starting in the last stitch we were in, we're going to place the last star stitch. And then in that last stitch, we're going to place just 1 double crochet into the last stitch. And now into this last stitch where the stitch marker is, I'm just going to place a double crochet. Just like that. And now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now we've completed our 2 rows of star stitch, and now we're going to go back to doing the 9 rows of the alternating single crochet and half double crochet. So now we're going to place 1 single crochet just like we did in between the star stitch rows, and we're going to place 1 single crochet into each stitch, and don't forget to place your stitch marker in your first single crochet. So now we're working in both loops still. Your first row after your star stitch will just be a regular single crochet row under both loops, so not in the back loop yet. So we're going to complete this row of single crochet, and then the next 8 rows will be in the back loop only. So this is my last stitch. We're going to chain 1, turn our work, and now we're going to do 8 rows, and we're going to do it in the back loop. So we completed a single crochet row. Now we're going to do a half double crochet row in the back loops only, because we're going to do the rows that we did in the beginning. We're going to do that again. So placing your stitch marker in your first stitch, and now we're going to place 54 half double crochets in the back loop only. I'm going to do that, and I will meet you when I'm done with all 54 half double crochet. All right, I'm at my last stitch. I'm going to place my last half double crochet. And I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and now we're going to do a row of single crochet in the back loop only, starting in that first stitch. 1 single crochet, and replace your stitch marker. And stitch markers probably are the most important thing. Now I'm going to continue on placing 1 single crochet into each stitch. I'm going to do that, and I will meet you when I'm done with this row. Okay, I'm done with my half double crochet. So what we have so far is 9 rows of the alternating, and then 2 rows of the star stitch with your single crochet in the middle, because remember you have one in the middle, and then we're going to continue repeating that pattern. So it's the 9 rows of the alternating single crochet and half double crochet ending on a single crochet row. Then you're going to do 1 row of your star stitch followed by 1 row of single crochet, and then another row of star stitch. And then you're going to start again with your single crochet, then your half double crochet, single crochet, half double crochet for 9 rows, and then you're going to do your 2 rows of your star stitch again. And you're going to do this till you have 3 sections of each. So you'll have your 3 sections of star stitches and 3 sections of your alternating rows. So that's what it looks like when you're done with all of your stitches. So now I've done my 9 rows of alternating. So this is me counting the 9 rows. 9. So now we're going to begin the star stitch rows again. So you're going to always end in your single crochet to begin your star stitches. I completed those 9 rows. So we have the 3 groups of your alternating rows, and so now I need 1 more row of the star stitches so I can have 3 of those as well. I'm going to complete that, and I'll meet you when we're done. I completed my 3rd section of the star stitch row. This is how it looks when it's complete. You see we have 3 groups of each of the different types of stitches we did. So your alternating rows there, then your alternating star stitch rows here. Just like that. So then the next step is really simple. We're just going to close this, and we're going to fold it in half so that the right way up. So this is the right way, and you'll see that if you turn it to the back, the stitches will look a little more puffier. So you're just going to fold it over. Let's take out this stitch marker. I'm just going to chain 1 and turn the work so that it's easier for me to crochet from the left to the right. So we're going to fold it in half, making sure that the right way of your project is in the inside. So it should be inside out right now when you close it. As you can see, your star stitches look a little more puffier when it's on the wrong side. So that's a way that you can tell. All right, now that we folded it in half, we're just going to join each stitch with a single crochet. And I just wanted to show you the reason why I start in that third loop after I make my chains. So at the end, you can see both stitches. If you don't work into that third loop in the beginning of your chain, you only have one loop, which makes it a lot more difficult to make sure you're getting into both stitches when you single crochet your work together. So it's just a little trick of why. There is actually a reason. It makes it easier to see the both stitches at the end. So now we're going to single crochet both sides together, and we're going to do that in the front loop. Front loops only. So I'll show you that. So this is the back loop. We all know that. We're working into the front loop, this one. Okay? So we're just going to insert our hook back in, and starting in that very first stitch, in the front loop only, we're going to insert into the first front loop. Make sure you guys can see. It's like that. And then you're going to grab your second piece, and you're also going to go into the front loop of this one. Right here. It's the opposite, so the front loop will look like the back loop, but this is the front loop of the back section. Then you're going to single crochet. And you don't need a stitch marker for this one because we're just closing it. We don't have to count. It'll be 54 single crochet. So I am going to complete that, placing 1 single crochet I'm going to do that, and I will meet you at the end. All right, I've completed all of my single crochet to close up the round. This is how it looks on the wrong side. Now, just to secure it off, I'm just going to chain 2, pull up a long enough loop to sew, cut the yarn, pull that through and tighten that knot down to secure. Then I'm just going to weave in this end, and this is how it looks on the wrong side. You can tie this together and then just cut the strings. And then I'm going to turn it the right way. So flip your work inside out. It's very forgiving, so don't worry about being too rough. It's leg warmers, so it's meant to be scrunchy. So let's see, let me try to show you where the seam is. You won't be able to see because we crocheted single crochet into the front loop, so it'll look like another stitch when you turn it to the right way. So this is the stitch right here that we closed. You can't really tell, but that's the whole point. So now that we did that, we're going to get started on the border. Now, I used a different color for my border, but you can use the same color and make it just one solid color. But I'm going to use more of a contrasting dark gray. I did this section first, as you can see. And now we're just going to grab your second color or the same color. We're going to make a loop to attach. You can do that by creating a slip knot or just creating a regular knot, as long as you create a loop that can be attached. Okay? Once you have your loop, you're just going to take it off your hook, sit it to the side, and then you're going to grab your project, and working in one of the corners, it doesn't really matter where you start because you can kind of place your leg warmer on your leg where you want it. So there's really no beginning or end to the leg warmer. So I'm just going to choose a spot along the top that seems good to me. Doesn't really matter, like I said. And we're just going to grab that loop that we made. And we're going to attach it with a single crochet or a chain. I guess it would kind of be technically a chain, but it doesn't matter. You'll see. Pull that through and then chain one, just like that. And now working over that tail, we're just going to place wherever it fits. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Wherever your hook fits, not too far apart, not too close. And we're going to place one single crochet along the top edge just to create a straighter line and a nicer border. So I'm just going to insert my hook wherever it kind of fits, kind of going over any little gaps that I see, and also working over the tail so we don't have much to cut. So I'm going to do that, and I'll meet you when we're done single crocheting all the way around. All right, I've made it all the way around, and we're just going to slip stitch into that first chain space that we made. Chain 2 to secure our work. I'm going to cut the yarn right here. I'm going to weave in my ends, make it all nice and clean, cut the excess yarn, and then we are all done. This is what it looks like in the end. I have my 2 pairs. So cozy. This yarn was really nice. This is my first time using the Pound of Love in the color Elephant Gray. It's really nice. I love the texture and kind of like the fluffiness of it. So that was the tutorial for the leg warmers. They make really perfect gift, really perfect stocking stuffers, and I hope you like it. Bye.